probably be there within half an hour. Okay, thanks again, John. Bye. That's my manager. Have to fill him in on all the exciting things that have been happening. Bloody amazing. He's a great guy, John. And there are so many opera singers here. I mean, he gets resumes and CVs and letters of introduction on his hundreds a day on his desk from young opera singers. I was one of those guys, and he gave me an audition, and we got signed like that.
There's a lot of repertoire out there that the Met won't do necessarily for you that you've got to do. And we might as well try that out on a smaller place rather than doing it for the first time on the stage of the Met.
Yes.
You are in a position now where you can start selecting your engagements based on what you need as far as repertoire goes. And no matter where it is, even, the more you get under your belt now, the more prepared you will be when the offer comes through from a really big place. Simon has paid his dues, I think, in school and stuff like that. He's done a couple of small companies. But, I mean, obviously, he's ready for the big time. And the big time is responding. I mean, Salzburg.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, the Met. I mean, yes, he's a cover right now, but I don't think he will be a cover for long. And that's what we're waiting for the next offer, you know, and that's what we try to develop. And we'll have to have the courage to say no if it's something that is demeaning, you know, or we feel is not right for you and advance your career. Hard to say no, isn't it?
Hard to say no, but that sign on the wall up there, no is a complete sentence, was my first rule. Whenever I came into this office, Mr. Anderson said, it be a complete sentence, and no thank you is the polite version.
It's more polite. Simon is a special case, but again, it's a special voice. And I say the cream always rises to the top, and it always happens that way. And, I mean, some people go on for years. They never achieve the status that Simon has at the very beginning of his career. You know, there are people who do jobs, but Simon's doing big jobs, and Simon's doing special places. So that doesn't happen very often. There are too many good singers and too few jobs worldwide.
New York City, there are not so many New Zealanders because it's a different culture. And I suppose for a whole lot of reasons, it's rather difficult to often get work permits to live to work and live here. But the people who live and work here that are either from New Zealand or Australia are doing things on the whole. You know, you can't just sort of hang around in New York City. You either swim or you sink. No. I mean, any of these sort of things. High stuff. That's what usually tenors do. But when you sing Siegmund, it's all this. Wer bist du, sag, die so schön und ernst mir erscheint. Yeah, I've sung a bit much today now. I think I'm finished my singing, actually, Steve. Is that okay? I've sung shitloads today. I'm officially voice now saying stop. We're down at the World Trade Center site in down the bottom of New York, out by Manhattan, where the tragedy of September 11 happened. A few months after the tragedy, I got called up by New Zealand consulate here to see if I'd come down and sing on the site because they found the little New Zealand flag underneath Trade Tower 1. And it was really emotional and a beautiful day that, you know, our Prime Minister Helen Clark came. She was so wonderful and it was emotional. And
Madam Prime Minister, on behalf of myself, Officer Moran, the entire United States of America, I'd like to present you with the New Zealand flag that was recovered from the remains of the World Trade Center.
officers, we really appreciate you taking the flag home, taking the trouble to find out who it belonged to, and treating our flag with respect.
They thought it was a cop's body, that's what they thought. They thought when they uncovered the blue material, they thought that, you know, getting another New York Police Department guy had been buried by the buildings, and they gave it great respect. So I came down and I sang a few songs, Marty Wyatt, and it was really proud moment and emotional. Well, I'm Placido Domingo's understudy, and there's a mate, he hasn't even heard me. He's never heard my singing. And he's going to hear me, hopefully, tonight. Now, I hope it goes well, but if it doesn't go well, I mean, consequences of that could be quite big. I might get replaced. I don't know what Domingo's going to ask me to sing tonight, but I hope it's some Zygmunt. It's a personal thing. He mightn't like my voice. He might just think it's generic. He might think it's ugly. He might think it's just not up to the standard. Now, you know, that hasn't actually happened yet at the Metropolitan Opera, but you know what? Placido Domingo is a big, big fish. And if he just didn't like me, or just like thought I was a little upstart or something, he's the boss of many big opera companies. Yeah, all the parts have understudies. At the Metropolitan they do. In fact, there are 2 understudies for me, because they could fire me, because they already got another guy anyway, who's my understudy.
New York is a very tough place because people expect you to be very, very good. And if you're not very good, you fall by the wayside. And I cannot tell you the thousands and thousands and thousands of singers that we audition that you'd love to say to them, my dear, go back and become an accountant or do something else, but don't sing.
I have a singing lesson this afternoon with my teacher, so I'm just warming up for now. Marlene Mullis, she's one of the most famous in the world, and she's, you know, teaches some of the most famous singers and helps some of the most famous singers in the world. You know, she's a personal friend of Luciano Pavarotti and all these sort of people. She is, so I have a singing lesson with her now. It's very hard to get a singing lesson with her because she's very busy, and I've been studying with her 60 years now. And she has really, really been great for me. She's really, you know, kicked my ass a lot.
I have to say we butted heads quite a bit. First of all, because he's stubborn, and I think it was hard for him to take advice from a woman. I think that was one of the issues, but I wanted it more beautiful, and he fought me every bit of the way. That you sing on a little bit of air, not on a lot of air.
She's my New York teacher here. I study with Sir Donald McIntyre in London. He does the same thing. He's hard ass with me. I'll sing one note over and over and over again, and he'll just say, no, it's wrong. Or I accuse you. I blaspheme accusing you. He's getting angry with
Sure
it.
you know every word is that you sing?
Not every word.
You have to know.
But in the German I do.
And I kept saying to him, do you want to sing Compromario parts? That's fine. Do you want to sing Goro and Butterfly? And he would get the color of purple in his face. I thought if he could hit me, he would, but he didn't.